Hello and welcome to Transform Tuesday. I'm Dave McCormick, VP of Product Management here at Alpha Software. I'm pleased to be joined by Sarah Mitchell, our Director of Customer Success. Today on Transform, we have a really Transform Tuesday. We have a short presentation, but I think you'll find it useful and hopefully enjoyable. We're also here to answer your questions. So you could type those questions into the questions box of the GoTo webinar control panel. So let's get started. Today, we are going to be talking about targets. And by that, of course, I mean the Minneapolis, Minnesota-based big box discount department store. No, I don't mean that at all. What I actually mean is how do you create a system, or what happens when you've got lots and lots of fields in a transform form and you want to create shortcuts to let people go to specific sets of fields. So today I'm going to show you how that's done using a technique called target, which is in fact a type of form command that you will find in the Transform Designer. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at that. But before we do, Sarah, can you just do a quick process check to make sure that you can see my screen and that you can hear my voice?
Yep, everything's coming through.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so I have designed a sample form right here called TT Targets, Transform Tuesday Targets. And at the beginning of it, I've just asked for a couple of fields, first name, last name, email. But then when it comes to address, you actually have a couple of choices. If you are from Earth, just thought I'd make it funny, you can fill in your regular address, including what country you're in, city, state, or province, zip, and so on. And then we ask for all these contact numbers. And the point of this, of course, is just to have a whole bunch of filler fields here to show you what it would be like if you're working with a fairly long form. Now you'll notice up here at the top where it says tap for other planets, that'll actually bring us down to another section. Let me open up my phone and give you a demonstration of that. And I'm going to show you a couple of other ways that you can use targets as well. So let's, hang on, while I mirror my device. Okay, looks good. And that should appear here in a moment. I wonder if I have to go not full screen. Oh, here we go. Great. Awesome. Okay, so here is, I'm a little bit delayed. I guess that happens when I do go to webinar. We'll give this screen a minute to catch up. And I'm going to go in, add a blank form when it catches up. Come on, catch up. All right, well, if it isn't, I may just have to describe it for you. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, that was a little slow, but it looks like it's working. So I am going to click on TT Targets, and you'll see that I've got a place for a first name, last name, email. And then if I say tap for other planets, if I tap on that, it's going to take me down to this other section. And I've added another point here where I can tap to go back. Now this is very useful, again, if you've got lots and lots of fields and you want to jump to a particular area in it. Now keep in mind, you can also use the table of contents. So I'm going to click up here in the hamburger menu and show you that my, go to table of contents. Could also go through and find fields this way. And you'll see also that, let me see if this is updated. Oh, it's not updating again. There we go. You'll see here where it says outer space, that is one of my targets. Now you don't actually see a target here in the form view. You only see, but you can see it in the table of contents. Let me show you how they're set up, and I think it'll make a little bit more sense. And I'm also going to close down screen mirroring since it's being very slow today. Okay, we'll stop that. So back here in Transform Central, I'm here in the designer, and I scroll down and I've created here a section called target. And a target is, there are two commands that you'll find here. One is called target and one is called GoTo. So the first target I set up was actually not up there, but it was down here in this outer space section. And to do it, all I did was I clicked the plus button, I scrolled down and I said, define target. So I click that here. And when you define a target, you give the target a name, and you can also give it how you would like it to appear. You can give it a different name for how you would like it to appear in the table of contents. So in this one, I gave the name outer space, but you'll notice my target name was actually outer space without a space in between. So that's actually something I'm going to need later on. So I need to know what that target name is if I want to go to that target. So I know that the target is called outer space in camel case. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this form command that I don't need. And then up here at the top, all I did was I added in another command, a GoTo command. So again, I hit the plus button. I scroll down to go to target. And then the only thing I needed to put in here, well, actually I want to put in two things, is the name of my target. So I typed in outer space. I'm actually going to delete this and show you my other one. Okay, there we go. So I typed in outer space, and then I typed in a message, to, tap for other planet. And that appears here. Now, when you set this up, you can set up the message that appears, and you set up the target name. Again, that's the target that it's going to go to. That's its internal name, the one that we created before. And you also have some options for how you would like this to appear. I've chosen small tab. I think it looks probably the best, but you could choose regular tab. You could choose major detail. There's one, there's detail. Actually, detail looks pretty good. There's big tab, normal. So I went with small tab, but those are just the options that you have when setting them up. So when you've got a long list of fields, like I said, it's easy to set that up. But another thing that it's good for is if you've got a field that's buried down in multiple pages. So here, you'll see here in mine, and I'm going to try to mirror this again. We'll see how it goes. I've actually created a set of nested pages. So it's a page within a page within a page. And finally, at that bottom nested field, so we can get this to appear here. Should be mirroring. Here we go. Tap, tap. And I'll give this about 20 seconds. And if not, I'll give up and I'll just show it to you a different way. All right. It is not behaving. Oh, whoop. Nope, it's not behaving at all. Sorry about that. Anyway, what I've done is I've created a page. So I'm going to jump down to it right here. And within that page, I've created another page, and I've created another page, and I've created another page. And in that, I've placed a buried field. I actually just called it buried field. Let me move this back here. And what I did is above the buried field is I just set up a target for that buried field. And that target is just simply called buried field. So if I wanted to get to it, I could put in a GoTo command like I did here. And clicking on that GoTo will actually drill me down through those 3 pages and get me into the buried field section. So now that you know that you can have it go through a straight list and you can have it go through embedded pages, you're probably wondering, well, what if I've hidden it like in a section, like in a hidden section? So here we've used an if command in which you can hide fields in that only appear when the condition is true. Now, the thing is, this won't work. If you've created a hidden field, it's hidden to everything, including to your GoTo targets. So that's just something I wanted to point out to you. So don't try to use it for that, but it's great for going into embedded pages, and it's great for going down through lists. So that is all I have today. Let me see if there are any questions. And it doesn't appear so. Okay, so I just want to let you know next week I'm planning on, oh, here's a good question. What is next page? If I'm setting up a GoTo target, next page will just basically, and I'm in a page, let's say I'm in a start page, this will take me down a page level is another way of setting that up. So that's a way of using a GoTo target as well. So you don't have to use a target. You can simply say, just take me to a page in which I've set it up page starts and page ends. All right, that's it. So I want to let you know next week our plan is to have another Transform Tuesday, this time back on the Internet of Things, where we pull out the Raspberry Pi and show you an actual working microcomputer sending out messages to transform for input. Something that I hope you'll find interesting. In the meantime, if you do have any questions, send them to tfservice@alphasoftware.com. Thanks very much for joining us today. Thank you, Sarah. Hope you have a great week. Take care and stay well. Bye-bye.